In this video, I'm going to show you 3 tests you can run in Excel to find specific information in a table. This will help you sift through large amounts of data more quickly than you would be able to otherwise. The first test we're going to use is the if test. If you want to find one specific thing out, in this case we're going to find out if someone has been on station for more than 2 years, you can use an if test to test that single variable. So type in if. It's going to ask for a logical test. That's the thing you need to know. In this case, is this service member's time on station greater than or equal to 2 years? So we type in greater than or equal to, and you'll notice that I put my equal sign after the greater than or less than symbol here. Greater than or equal to 2. I want it to tell me yes if that's true, and no if it's false. And you'll notice that I wrapped that text in quotes because it's going to make the formula work. Close your parentheses. And we find that Nixon doesn't have a time on station of greater than or equal to 2 years. I run this test for my other 2 people, and we find that Sobel has 3 years time on station, so the if test returned yes, because that's greater than 2 years. You use the if test for that single variable. If you want to test more than one variable and have all of them be true, you're going to use your AND function. The AND function will evaluate at least 2 up to an infinite number of arguments for you and determine if all of them are true. If one of them is false, the overall test is going to return false. So it's great if you have more than one condition you need to meet. In this case, we're going to go with greater than or equal to 2 years time on station again, but we're going to add master's degree. So, and first argument, is this greater than or equal to 2 years? 2, comma. My second argument is, does this cell equal yes? Close that out, close my formula. Both of these have to be true for this to return an answer of true. So, like we saw earlier, Nixon has less than 2 years of time on station, but he does have a master's degree. Since only one of those criteria was met, the answer is false. Winters had neither 2 years time on station or a master's degree, so it returned false because none of the criteria was met. For Sobel, he has more than 2 years time on station and has a master's degree, so the answer was true because all of our criteria were met. If you want a formula that's going to tell you if at least one of your criteria is true, but not necessarily all of them, you're going to use the OR formula. You can, once again, you can evaluate as many criteria as you would like, and as long as one of them is true, the OR test is going to tell you that the test ran true because that criteria was met. If none of your criteria are met, it will return a false. So we'll start with OR, and in this case, we're going to let's say we want to find out if someone has either a master's degree or has done their PDE. So our first, we want it to equal yes. Our second argument, we want this to equal yes. The OR formula is going to go through and ask, is this equal to yes? And is this equal to yes? And as long as one of those is true, it's going to return the value of true because the test got passed. So we see that Nixon has one of those 2 and therefore passed the test. Winters has neither one of those done, so he shows as false because none of the criteria were met. Sobel passed the test because he has a master's degree and PDE, so both criteria were met and the test ran true. You can actually get similar results by filtering and sorting your information on a table, but that can take a few minutes and you're going to spend a lot more time clicking. So let's say I wanted to figure out if someone had time on station greater than 2 years and a master's degree, and I hadn't ran the AND test. I would have to go through this table, filter out for master's degree, and then look for the people who had more than 2 years time on station, once again using filters. That's going to get the job done, but it's going to take a few minutes and you're going to spend some time clicking through those different criteria. Once you figure out how to use your if, and, OR tests, you can just filter everything like that out. And let's say we're looking for 2 years time on station and master's degree. We only want the trues to come back. for the and. So we'll get rid of the falses. This is going to tell us that both those criteria were met. And with just a couple of clicks, we filtered everybody else out of this table, and it saved us a bunch of time.